we unleashed something powerful.
The only chance we've got is together.
There is another person I can think of.
So let's take a look at what Ghost should have done in Ant-Man and the Wasp. I really enjoyed the Ant-Man sequel. It was funny, fast-paced, full of action, and a nice break from all the heaviness of Infinity War. But Marvel has seemed to take a step back with its villain this time around. Ghost had so much potential. She is a perfect example of a villain with backstory, motivation, and sympathy, but the whole time she just felt like a hurdle that was in the way of our hero's true goals. She wasn't a significant part of the overall experience. And then you had Sunny that was just sort of there as a side issue. If Ghost is a hurdle on the track, Sunny is more like the unswept gravel and rocks in between the hurdles. So I'm going to tell you what Ghost should have done in Ant-Man and the Wasp. If you want to know more about writing great villains, check out my Infinity War video on how to write a great antagonist here. And of course, spoilers ahead for Ant-Man and the Wasp. For me, it really boiled down to the missed opportunity in one beat of the film. And this beat is what Blake Snyder calls the bad guys close in, meaning the bad guys regroup after our hero's midpoint victory, and they get bigger, badder, stronger, and take down our heroes. However, the issue is that the bad guys, namely Ghost, don't really get bigger, badder, or stronger. There's a scene when Bill and Ghost are discussing the best way to get the lab back, and Ghost gets the idea to capture Scott's daughter. Bill opposes this and tells Ava that he won't help her if she does this. So instead, Ghost storms off and says, there are other options, leaving everyone with the impression of, oh no, she's about to throw down. But instead, she just shows up at Scott's company where Sunny is already in mid-interrogation with Luis to find Scott. In fact, Luis has already told Sunny that Scott is in the woods before Ghost appears. She then does really nothing else more than yell at Luis, screaming, "What do you mean the woods?" This scares the pants off everyone. Luis tells her what she needs, and she leaves. Afterwards, Sunny is the one that gives a tip to an FBI agent about our hero's location so that they can go arrest them, and then Sunny can get the lab. See a problem here? Ghost kind of does nothing. I mean, was Ghost's scheme all along to come in and yell at Luis for information? Sunny, being the side villain of the movie, is doing what the main villain of the movie should be doing. He is the one actively getting bigger, badder, and more powerful. Through his scheming, he exploits our three heroes' weaknesses, that being constantly that they are on the run from the FBI, and he takes them down. Hank and Hope get caught, and Scott has to run back home. It is only after the ordeal, Ghost passively shows up to steal the lab in all the chaos. As the main villain, this scene should have been used to increase Ghost's power, have her exploit our heroes' weaknesses, and push the heroes into difficult decision-making. So Ghost should have 1. Appeared right before Luis gave Sunny any information about Scott's whereabouts. 2. Killed Sunny and take command of his forces. 3. Threaten and force the information out of Luis and his friends. 4. Then be the one to tip the FBI off and have Hank and Hope captured. 5. Capture Luis as leverage and use him as a device to push Scott into a state of difficult decision-making. For example, making him decide between finding a way to save Luis or finding a way to help Hank and Hope. This one's optional. So what do these changes do differently? They make Ghost a more threatening and active villain, and it removes Sunny as that random side villain that just appears. We don't have 3 weak spaghetti strands of people trying to take down our heroes separately anymore. There's just one single threat, and Ghost is in control. No more gravel in the middle of the track, and the hurdles have transformed into an obstacle course. If there's one last thing about Ant-Man and the Wasp that may benefit from a little bit of rewriting, it's the interplay between our heroes and Ghost's ideology. Ghost namely just wants to find a way to save herself. Our heroes want to find a way to save Janet Van Dyne. Nothing too overly complicated or profound. And it's a fun summer action flick, so it never needed to be, but if you would give me a second to indulge. What if Ghost wasn't the only one affected by her father's accident? What if Bill Foster was working with Ghost to save her and hundreds of other people affected by it, and they're all dying quickly? But Hank and Hope can't let them use the quantum tunnel for this because it is in an early prototype stage, and it's unstable and may only work once to save Janet, which they also have limited time to do. Then, it's a battle between how we should use technology, to save a single life or many. to be selfish or altruistic? Our heroes are almost even seen as the bad guys because they won't share their technology to save hundreds of lives. It's a little more compelling, isn't it? Overall, Ant-Man and the Wasp did a lot of good things. I'm also really thankful that Ghost isn't dead, unlike some of the recent MCU villains, so we can see more of her character arc. Let's hope she can become a memorable and great MCU villain. Thanks for watching. So I'd like to know your thoughts on my thoughts on Ant-Man and the Wasp. This channel is a brand new journey for me and I'm learning every day about the best way to build it. If you enjoyed my video, consider giving me a thumbs up and hitting that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. See you next time.